I won't understand. Remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were golden young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. But it's when we need someone to lean on. But it's we needed somebody to lean on. But it's we need someone to lean on. But it's but we needed somebody to lean on.
We're back.
Hello.
Hello.
You're back indeed.
It's been a while. Hello, welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be doing a sneak peek of a brand new feature coming soon in Avakin Live today. I'm Adam, your host, and with me today I have the cryptic engagement ninja, Sylvia.
Hey everyone.
We'll be later joined by a super special guest all the way from the dark depths of development, who will share an exclusive new feature as well as answer any of your questions related to that feature. We'll be taking some questions in general from the chat towards the end of the stream. However, if you do have any suggestions for Avakin Live, please share them with us. We love to hear them, but leave them over on our subreddit, which can be found at reddit.com/r/AvakinOfficial. There'll be a link in the description for this as well, if you do get a little lost along the way. Without further ado, Let's begin. So it has literally been a spell, to quote.
It's been a couple of months.
To quote Tony Stark there. Yeah, we've not actually streamed since February, we don't think. We're trying to remember when. I think it was February.
Mid-February, probably.
February. But yeah, so here we are. We're back again. Like Marmite, we are. Love us or you hate us. That's only relevant to British audiences, I've just realised. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, So what have we been up to, Sylvia? Tell us a bit more about it.
Well, we have moved. We are in a completely new room.
Wow.
Yep. A very cool room, which we share with the wonderful Lockwood Ash.
Say hi, Ash. I hope you heard that. Ash
Hopefully
doesn't
you
have a
heard
microphone, but he's down the other end of the room, frantically looking at Reddit thinking, hey, that's a good suggestion. That's a really good suggestion.
That's what he does.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's all good. Okay, so we're in a brand new, very dark, very black
We
room.
love it.
Our new studio.
Yep.
Now, we've been thinking about this. Would you guys like us to do a new studio tour? If so, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to know, because it does take quite a lot of effort for us to do a real life video.
Yep.
So if we get enough people saying they want to see a studio tour, then we'll definitely consider
If we
it.
definitely know that it's something you guys want to see, then we'll do it.
It is a super
Please
cool
let
room.
us know, though.
Yeah, you've got to let us know. Anyway, what else has been going on since February? It's a hard
Since February, well, in Avakin, a lot of new things have come out. For example, the new profile screen. You must have seen it, unless you've been somewhere else that is not Avakin. So we've been taking feedback about that and about a lot of other things that we released. But once again, if you have any other suggestions or anything else you'd like to see, head over to Reddit and let us know, because we're always listening.
That's reddit.com/r/AvakinOfficial. Tell all your friends.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Other than that, I mean, this year so far, we did say at the beginning of the year and start of our streams that we're going to be releasing so many requested features this year. And if we look back, there's been so many so far.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
there's a lot of stuff that
interactions,
you
what
guys
else
have
we got?
requested and that we've implemented as a result.
Yep.
Fashion
requests.
contests, ice
much
skating, Ferris wheel, all these things were one suggestions.
Yeah.
They were brought to life.
And I don't know if you saw the sneak peek recently on our YouTube channel, but there is a big social spot coming. Really big social spot,
This
which we're
one's
super excited.
One of
It's
the best.
actually the
we've
lead
ever
video
done.
on our channel
Mhm.
now. So if you have missed that, please check it out. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so let me introduce our special guest for today. He is senior games designer.
Mhm.
He works very closely in our development team, designing cool features for you, and he's here to tell you all about a special feature that's up and coming. Introducing Sina.
Hello.
I was supposed to pray. There we go.
That's
There's
supposed
a
to be a
cheer
drum
there.
roll or-
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Cheery.
There you
Thanks
go.
a lot.
Bit late, but we got it. There you go. Hello, Sina.
Hello, Sina.
Hello.
So, Sina, no one from the chat's met you before. What do you do at Lockwood?
As Adam mentioned, I'm senior game designer. So what I'm doing is basically design new features for Avakin Live. And because, it's a social virtual world, it's mostly associated to doing playful social activities, social features, but also other things.
Awesome.
Cool. So, what it is that you love most about this job?
I think just the social nature in Avakin Live is pretty cool and provides pretty nice design challenges itself. So basically creating features which are enabling you guys to find new people, friends, and do things together. I think that's really powerful.
That's very, very, very true. And the most important question of all, are you ready for this one?
I hope so.
Please tell us, what is your favourite petkin?
My favorite petkin is obviously the penguin, the baby
Obviously.
penguin itself.
Mhm.
I have actually a baby penguin plush on my desk. So
Aww.
Is that to remind you of the petkin?
yeah, of course. So when I'm not in Avakin Live, I can look at the baby penguin plush
I
and
remember.
think of them. But also like shout out to the Panda Cup. Also like that one.
Yes. Cute but
Agreed.
clumsy. Anyway, with Penguin, that automatically puts you into the same team as Jess, so you are Team Penguin.
Mhm.
Yay, Team Penguin.
In the moment, my favourite petkin's probably that really old one, the Pandora Monk.
Ah, that's a
Not
classic.
Pandora Monk. Yeah, it is. The little
Yeah.
robot Pandora.
Pretty sure that's
Yeah.
the name.
Okay.
Let us know if it's not. I think my favorite right now, because it keeps changing every 2 days, but right now I think it has to be the Labrador puppy. I just love all the
Aw.
cute little dog puppies, even though I'm technically a cat person. So, yeah.
She just means that she likes cats. She's not actually part cat. Because that could also be implied by saying that you're a
she-
cat person.
You know what? I've actually never thought about that.
It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Interesting though.
Anyway,
Back to
back to
Sina.
topic.
So, tell us one cool fact about yourself.
I think a cool fact is that I had the opportunity to live in 5 different countries, that being Iran, Germany, the US, South Korea, and now in the UK. So I enjoyed actually, exploring the different cultures and the different people.
What's some of your favourite food from your travels around the world?
Well, I really like Korean food
Korean
because
food.
I like,
Mm.
spicy food, and so their food is really tasteful.
Awesome. Awesome. Shout out to Korean chefs
Korean
worldwide.
food.
Shut up, Korean food.
Tell us one really, really cool. No, that's the question that Sylvia's just asked you. Sorry about this.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
I would obviously be the penguin, but the dancing penguin. I really like happy feet, and I also like entertaining people. So I guess that would be like the best combination.
That works.
Yay!
Yeah. So, Sina actually lives to dance, right? Am I right?
I live to dance and watch dance and bring dance features in. So
There's a hint about what he's going to talk about.
ta-da!
Bit of a spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
So, what is one of the things you'd put on your bucket list?
Learning Japanese. I like Japanese culture, so I also want to learn the language.
That's a really good goal.
Mm.
We like that one.
Learning languages is always a cool thing.
Yes. So I'm going to hand over to Sina now to talk about the huge improvements to the. I've not got a drum roll today. I'm really sorry. Let's fake one. Go
I
on.
tried. I'm sorry.
Okay. Huge improvements to the dance system. Introducing dance mode.
Dance mode.
Can we
Oh.
get a
There we go. It's quiet, but it works.
Yay!
Cool.
Oh, yep. Oh, yep. You need to be able to see it as well. Here we go. There we go. The
So-
big reveal.
Now you can
Yay.
see us.
We are
In a-
finally in the scene.
Very cool scene, as you can see.
Yeah, with Adam and Sylvia watching me, as if I'm either performing or auditioning, so not being nervous at all. But basically, we improved the dance mode or the dance feature itself. And the cool thing about that is basically that you can do it in any social scene you have, and you can basically use all the dances you are already owning. And now what we are allowing you to do is basically combining and sequencing those dances. So you can still access it in a similar fashion, going to the dance basically icon or action icon. It is a feature in development, so the missing text, don't worry about that. That will be filled out.
At the bottom of the screen, you can see it does say that as well. This is still in dev.
And basically you are now in the dance mode. And you have a section around suggestions, dances, and further things. But let me show you actually the cool thing about like sequencing dance. So I can basically now look at the dances the system is basically suggesting me. And let me see, what is the shuffle? Oh, I see a preview directly before I'm actually starting dancing itself. And I'm like, that's nice. Let me put that into my sequence. And
Whoa,
start
that's really
dancing.
cool.
And then it's suggesting other dance moves, which would actually kind of fit that specific sequence. So let me see. Oh, Electric Boogie. Looks really nice. So I'm basically then transitioning to the other move once this specific move is finished.
So you're queuing up dancers to
Mhm.
work in sync in a sequence.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really, really cool. I haven't seen this yet, by the way, guys. Sylvia saw it earlier on today, but this is
I've
all
seen
new
a
to
little
me.
bit of it, but I don't know as much as Cena.
And so within the suggestion, it is kind of telling you like similar dances, what you can cue, so that you can do it actually really quickly by starting with the dance itself. So you can make it up to 4 dances to create a specific sequence. But it is also very dynamic, so you can basically say, oh, I don't want to have the third one, let's remove it, or I want to bring in another one into the queue itself. So you can also react to other people who are dancing within a scene. So let's assume they are, doing breakdance, and you want to switch from dancing ballet to breakdance or something like that. You can easily do that.
And you could potentially transition quite slowly through your sequence from one style to another, really.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
really ace. Yeah,
Um,
good stuff.
and obviously there is the dances folder or my dances or own dances, where it's basically listing all the dances you're owning. So you can say, oh, I actually am in the mood of doing actually something like ballet. So you are basically starting with that, and you are kind of sequencing dances associated to that. But then you can bring in something totally different, which is like whacking, or the whole shuffle thing afterwards. And it's always kind of dynamically transitioning between all those things. So you can react to the whole scene, to other people within the scene itself, and have fun and be totally playful and use all the different combinations you could have.
Brilliant. So you can use all the dances you currently that you own in order to make a dance sequence. This feature is going to be built in. It's not an additional purchase or anything like that. So you can
Yeah, exactly.
You can use what you have already.
you can use what you have already. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And you've always got the option to buy additional
Mhm.
dances if you want to make the sequence.
Exactly. Imagining it being like building blocks. Like you have the Lego building blocks you got with the dancers, and now you are basically putting it in different orders and be creative about that.
Yeah, you can really show your creativity with this, can't you?
Mhm.
Because beforehand you just doing literally one dance on a loop
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then scrolling through your list, whereas you can
Yeah.
queue them up. And this is really, really cool. It gives the Avakins a lot more creativity
Yeah.
with regards to dances.
And also, again,
So
like
it's-
within a social scene, then everything can be like dynamically changing based on what your friends are doing, and you are like, oh, check out this move, and then people are adjusting to it. So I think like it could be very interesting to see how you guys are using it. But let's assume you're also liking the sequence what you have now, and you are like, oh yeah, I want to actually keep it for further scenes I want to demonstrate it, or in a different day or something like that, you can easily, tap the save button. I've already saved 4 different choreographies itself, but basically select a slot and then, save it.
Oh, awesome. So this works in a similar way to the wardrobe.
Yeah,
So the
exactly.
same as saving outfits, you can save the sequence.
Yeah.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah, that's really handy to keep. So if you're in some kind of dance club or something like that, you can save your sequences ready for when you do your weekly dance club sessions with your friends.
You can have a specific sequence for each of your favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Ready for when you go.
Or if you've got like best friends or something, you can have dances that you both do together in a sequence pre-saved and that kind of thing.
Signature
Really.
dance
That's really cool.
that you do with your
Yeah,
friends.
exactly.
Nice.
And let's assume you want to actually focus on one specific style. Obviously, you could go to all the dances you're owning, and maybe you have, 200 of dances and stuff like that. So for that, we have actually the filter function. So you can actually see the different styles, and then you can say, oh, I'm actually interested in doing like something like breakdance. And then you're seeing actually all the dances associated to breakdance, so that you can easily, put something together.
Awesome. So they're categorized per style.
Yeah, exactly.
In the interface there.
There's
That's
a
really
lot of
cool.
different styles as well.
Apologies if I keep on saying really cool. It's because it's
But it
really
is very cool.
So now after the freeze, you're basically doing something which is like breakdance, 2 flare moves, and then a freeze. Or you can, react and say, oh, I want to do a top rock here. Or I want to do a sidestep here. And then basically it's adjusting to all the things you want to actually sequence and show off.
So can we take an example here? Sorry to interrupt this wonderful presentation, but could we do a worm into a casual dance?
You could. If you're crazy enough, you can do that. Basically, you can basically say, oh, let's put the worm there. And then let's see. I can also combine, breakdance with club. And I know that the casual dance is actually a club move itself. So
for those of you that are relatively new to Avakin, the casual dance was, I believe, the first dance that we ever released. There were 2 dances. There was the club dance and the casual dance. So this is quite a transition that's happening right now.
you're jumping out as a worm to
Wow.
the casual dance.
That takes some serious upper arm strength.
But
Great
yeah,
stuff,
I mean
thanks for that.
that's a cool thing. I mean, you can spend minutes, hours, days like experimenting with the different dances itself to see, oh, this is actually a sequence which is really cool.
Awesome. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to join me in dancing?
I'm going to nominate Sylvia for this one
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm at the controls here. So
I'm absolutely fine with that. I'd love to dance. Just gonna get up, get on stage with you.
Yay!
Here I am.
So I can still also move as I'm dancing, but let me actually kind of reset everything. Ta-da! As if
Okay.
I'm not dancing.
are you going to dance battle? Are you?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can do that.
the really cool thing is you can do whatever you want with it. You can try to do like choreographies together or battling within each other. It's basically, just dance and decide what you want to do.
Awesome. Let's do this.
Cool, let's try something.
Ash, who are you voting for?
Putting him on the spot.
I
Yay!
don't know whether you heard that,
no.
but Ash is Team Sylvia. I'm going to choose Team Sina.
That's very nice of you. I
Okay,
started
fair.
crying. I don't have the New Zealand support from Ash.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just creating a sequence here. Can't see it what I'm doing, but I am.
Wow, it looks really strange. You doing something gothic?
I'm trying. Just scrolling through. Oop, this one. And this one.
I love that combination. It's like you're expelling so much energy that you all of a sudden just give up.
Wow, I love
Excellent.
this.
And I'm using basically the safe sequences to kind of react. Let's do something which is African. And it's like, ta-da.
Whoa, what do I want?
You are battling a dance expert, remember, Sylvia? So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
But
think I can win.
I like the zombie move.
yeah, that's quite outside the box. Like that one.
Spirit.
So, chat, Let's hear it. If you are Team Sina, please type Team Sina into chat. That's TEAMSINA. If you're Team Sylvia, Team SYLVIA. I forgot how to spell then for a second. Let's see what you think. Anyway, let's carry on.
Now I'm wondering where you got the zombie move from.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
I-
But the thing is, basically, I assume it might be under novelty or something like that. So I can basically look at the filter category, and then it's also showing me actually the dances I can also purchase from that specific category. So you don't need to go to the shop and stuff like that and leave the scene. You can just remain in the dance mode.
So there's a quick buy option, really.
Yeah, and that kind of looks like the move Sylvia is doing, right?
Yeah, it looks like the one.
Bam!
Oh no.
I'll just
Oh,
buy
no.
it, and then I can basically put it into my sequence so that she doesn't have like the spirit
Exclusive. Now you're just
exclusivity.
copying me.
Ta-da!
Find
That's
your
awesome.
own dances.
But then I'm changing to the African dance again.
That's so cool.
I'm gonna try and find some rock dances.
Ooh, you want mosh pitting?
Just found one called Mosh. I like this one. Here we go. And Mosh it is.
These
And at the end.
guys are dancing away here.
Whoa.
I'm sat
I love
here
that one.
thinking, this is the craziest show I've ever seen. There's me, 3 snowmen, 5 knights in shining armour, a load of majestic stallions, and some mummies.
Yeah,
We're just loving the show.
Adam is pretty chill.
God.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
I also
Thinking
prepared
about
like
the
a
next pizza.
I also prepared a ballet choreography itself. So it's like da 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 da.
Like a ballet show.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So,
While Sylvia is mosh pitting, obviously.
Wow. Got air guitar going on.
yeah, some crazy party. But imagine this in the club as well. This would be so cool.
Yeah.
You could do some proper
Yeah.
like,
Exactly. I
dance
mean,
battle stuff.
I mean, the element what we want to enable in you guys is basically to enable and fostering your creativity. So if you want to do something, we are setting up a performance and we want to do like, let's say, some K-pop performance itself, just do it in a scene itself. If you want to do battles, do that. If you just want to dance like in a club, do that. So yeah.
It's really easy with these filters. Makes it so easy to like know, to like find exactly what you want.
Yeah, it's really good. Up until now, there's been no kind of style filtering at all. So if you do have a lot of animations in your inventory, it's really hard to find them. This should make that so much easier for the Avakins. What do you think, Avakins? Do you think this is going to be a huge improvement to how easy you can find things and your general dance experience in Avakin Life?
I'm
Let us
sure
know
they'll
in the
say
comments.
yes. They love dancing.
Also, if you have any feedback about this, feel free to leave it on Reddit. We love feedback.
Absolutely.
As long as
Live
it's
for your
constructive.
feedback.
Yeah, please be constructive.
Okay,
Ooh.
cool. So, where are we now? Okay.
I mean, actually, like a shout out before we are going to the questions from the audience itself. I think it is worth mentioning that a lot of people worked actually on this feature. People from Newcastle, that being Tony, Joseph, and Joe, mainly, but other people obviously contributing to that as well. Kay did like a really amazing work on the UI to do like a really simple flow. Believe me, like when we were kind of prototyping it and we were kind of evolving it, was a little bit more complicated than what you're seeing right now. And then obviously all the people in Nottingham who provided all the feedback or provided also previous work or infrastructure on the client side or on the backend side, which we are using. So, I mean, just to as an indication how many people are actually involved to bring a specific feature in.
I mean, it was really a team effort. It's not just one person, is it?
Yeah,
Just
it's not Adam.
It wasn't me. I have no
with his
responsibility
laptop.
for this
It
one
is
today.
entire teams of people. So
Yeah, I think with these, we always trying to release features that are going to be the best they can be. So a lot more work that goes into it than you might think. This has been in development for a long time, hasn't it? So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Okay, we've got some more questions about this before we go over to chat. Okay,
So,
so Sylvia's got
I
a
mean,
question.
kind of the obvious one. It's kind of like, you know, when is this feature going to be out?
I mean, we are planning to bring it out soon. It is basically getting just some final touches, and there is also like something which is called QA and testing, where like we are finding the bugs and we want to fix it before, you know, sending it out to you, and you guys are finding the bugs. So basically, also shout out to the QA team, who is also spending a lot of effort to make like a feature really shine.
Well done to those guys.
Yeah,
They're-
Shout out
they're
to all these
awesome.
people.
Okay, I know you've mentioned the categories, but can you tell us a bit more about the variety of the dance styles and how that categorization is going to work? Are we restricted to the ones we've seen, or are there more being added over time?
There's definitely a chance to add more over time itself when we are getting basically new dances from different categories itself. Like people who know a little bit more about dance or are following dance, they know like dance is a very, let's say, huge, has a huge range itself, from freestyle dances to choreographies, from classical dance to modern dance to street dance, urban dance, and all those things itself. And the cool thing in Avakin is that we already have like a lot of different dance moves from different styles itself. So this is basically the categories you are seeing and how it will be initially released with. But obviously we will extend as we are bringing additional dances into the different categories. So maybe more break dances, but also a new dance form if we want to actually highlight it.
Awesome.
I mean, we're open to suggestions as well about this.
That would be over to me again. That leaves you directing. That can't talk. Sorry. Reddit.com/r/Avakin official. Link is also in the description. Yeah.
Perfect.
Tell all your friends.
So we've gone over this already, but so basically I can definitely use all the dances I've bought, and I don't need to buy any of the ones I already have, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing what we also wanted to enable is basically that it's beneficial for anybody in Avakin itself, a new user who has actually now a really interesting social activity with other people in any different scenes, or already all you users who have like hundreds of 200s of dances itself, who now can basically create these building blocks.
Awesome. So you know, with the part where you can purchase dancers straight from the store if you don't have them in that quick menu. That works in a very similar way to when we did the ice skating event, where you could buy the items from the kiosk. Okay, is that something that we're looking to implement in other future features and things like that?
I cannot tell much about that itself, but obviously we will see your guys' reaction towards it, and then we make a decision if that's actually beneficial for you guys, or basically if we need to improve certain elements itself. But I mean, that's also something what we really spend a lot of thought and time into it, so that when you are basically dancing or are in the dance mode itself, that you don't need to leave this interface itself, that you can still remain here if you want to extend, that suggestions are actually focused on the things you might want to queue up itself. So yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
Ooh.
So from that quick menu, sorry to keep on going on about it, but can you gift dances to friends from there as well?
You can gift dances, but they are basically the dances you are not owning. That's something to consider. Basically, you have the possibility to gift and to buy.
Okay. Will the ability to gift dances that you already own come in the future?
We will definitely look into that, depending on your comments itself, and then see. Obviously, there's something to consider from a UI standpoint. You know, how to bring all the features within a very clean, very let's say intuitive UI itself. So that's basically the shout out to Kay, who actually simplified a lot of the UI.
Awesome. Yeah. Shout out to Kay.
Yay!
That's really cool. Okay. Brilliant. You got any more, Sylvia?
Yeah. So what happens to the other animation categories? I can see from this menu, this kind of a new look.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing what is also happening, because we needed to update this element, is that the all other animation categories are basically in the same style itself. So you have an icon, you have the text, and then you are basically selecting something to do in regards of a specific pose.
So I'm probably wrong here, but you can cure propose as a dance move?
No, not at the moment itself. So the dance mode is very focused on dances itself. But basically, you can go to the poses itself, and you can say, "Oh yeah, I want to create or select a specific pose to do that." But then go back to the dance mode and select one of the sequences or dance itself.
So this is also an improved animation menu, really, as well. Okay,
Exactly.
that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Great. So, what kind of dances do the suggestions show as well? I was a little bit intrigued by that.
Yeah, I mean, the suggestions itself, they're basically focused on the things you are sequencing. So imagine you are doing, again, the classic example of like a breakdance or a ballet itself, and you're sequencing the first move. It will suggest you dances associated to breakdance or associated to ballet itself, so that you really quickly can actually sequence something you intend actually to do, rather than,
really
I need to
helpful,
find all the things.
Awesome. So impressed. It's going to be amazing.
Da 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 da!
So how easy is it for friends to copy the sequences that I have? Dances of.
I mean, right now you can always kind of react to other people, but you need to have the dances and basically sequence it in a similar way. So you can coordinate over chat or something like that in regards of, oh, let's do something in breakdance, and I'm doing this move. And it's basically, let's say our kind of release of that possibility itself, to see basically how you guys are reacting, and obviously in the future there might be other possibilities.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, I've noticed some suggestions coming through in the stream. Unfortunately, we can't take suggestions here because we have no way of recording them properly. However, we do have a Reddit. Feel free to head over to reddit.com/r/Avakin official. Leave as many suggestions as you want there, really. We'd love to see them. Give us visual references if you need to. But we do look at all of them, so they're all considered. Okay, do we have any questions from the chat, Ash? When they come through? Okay, over to Sylvia.
Alright, cool. So, I can see one. Is this free?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
It's absolutely free.
You will automatically get this feature, once it's out. And, I mean, as mentioned, you can use the dances that you already have. So, unless you want to buy any new dances, it's all free.
Oh, we were going to mention something about the additional sequence slots. Did we cover that one already?
Oh, well, I mean, the element is you can save up to 4 sequences, but if you made a purchase at one point in time, in-app coin pack purchase itself, you're getting additional 6 save slots to save things. So, yeah.
Okay. So initially, with the say free version, you get 4 slots to save 4 different sequences anyway. I'm not talking about the 4 slots at the top of the screen. I'm talking about 4 clusters of those 4 slots. So
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, here we go. Look
Basically,
in the menu
these 4 slots where you can save things, and then you can get 6 more slots if you at one point have actually purchased any coin packs.
So that in purchasing 1 coin pack, that will unlock 6 more slots for you, as well as give you the other perks that purchasing a coin pack will do. That's really cool. Awesome. Okay, great stuff. Any more?
Yeah, there's the second one. Can people favorite dances or dance sequences?
You can definitely favorite the dances itself within the interface. It's something what we are currently refining. As mentioned, the build is still in development, but once it is out, you should be able to favorite within this interface as well.
Awesome. That's really cool. Said cool again. Sorry about
Everything's
that.
just so cool today.
We're getting a lot of suggestions for zombie eyes, guys. We always get
As
a lot of
usual.
suggestions for zombie eyes. We've not long ago released them. I don't think they're in the store anymore, but I'm sure
No.
they'll come back at some point. They're supposed to be only available in October, but we do realise that there's a audience for them. So
I mean, we did release them again during Roleplay Week, which was the right circumstance, I believe. But
yeah. It has to be tied to a seasonal
Yeah,
event
exactly.
because
It
otherwise
has to make sense.
we stop becoming a life simulator app. We become a
Yeah.
vampire app or a zombie app, and that's kind of not what we are.
Exactly. So, yeah, another question we saw come through is, does this work in camera mode? Interesting.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
So the thing is, so as I'm dancing, I can minimize the interface itself, which is then kind of focused on showing the sequences itself. If you want to record it, the element is if you're leaving it, it will still keep dancing, one element of the sequence, and then you can kind of record it. So it is something we are looking into it, but we won't have it like in the
First
release.
version.
What we are, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
So-
also something to consider because we want to obviously give you the features, as soon as possible itself. We could obviously spend, I don't know, years doing the ultimate feature itself, but we are basically bringing you, let's say, a specific subset of elements which you can enjoy, and then we see your reaction, and we are basically adding additional things to it.
So we get out the best version we can at the time. We base any changes on your feedback that you give, because at the end of the day, you guys and your opinions are important.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we'll probably have
Shout
more
out to you
renditions.
guys.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. We'll probably have more renditions of this come through in the future. You are able to take photos of yourself dancing, though. You can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So to answer that question, yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
essentially.
Cool. Any more questions come through from chat? I think we've kind of covered it all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else come through.
Okay. Good stuff. Right. Anyway, we're going to end it here then, if there's no more questions coming through. Thanks so much to everyone that joined us today. This stream will remain on our YouTube after we finish, so if you have any friends that missed it, feel free to share it with them. Feel free to follow us on social media over at Facebook, here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Snapchat, also on VK for our Russian-speaking users, and also on Twitter for service status updates. We also, if you're from, or if you speak Portuguese, Brazilian, we actually have new social medias popping up that cover that audience. So feel free to search for those. We do actually have Brazilian and Russian moderators in the chat right now. So if you do have any questions, they'll be in here for a short while yet. Yeah, we're looking for subscribers as well on YouTube. So if anyone wants to subscribe, we love it. Bring it on.
We have a lot more content coming soon as well, so you won't be disappointed.
Thanks to everyone that subscribed today as well. Really appreciate it. Anyway, we will be back with you next Wednesday. We're going to be doing these streams every Wednesday, provided nothing goes majorly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. UK time. So we will see you next week with something else really cool. Give us suggestions. What do you want us to talk about? Let us know on Reddit. One more time. Do you want to have a go at it?
No, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
You're the king of it.
Reddit.com/r/Avakin official. Anyway, bye for now. Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.